chance for Gaza to have a ceasefire, as confirmed by Israeli sources now, and as it has been speculated, by the way, this does not mean that this is the end of the story. As a matter of fact, this only makes things more tense for the coming periods. Why? Because Israel as a state hasn't changed its formation and the way it's being run. It's still a genocidal, apartheid entity of terror run by Zionism. And so long as Israel is in the way it has been always formed, by the way, run by this establishment, this regime, run by Zionism, a violent ideology that is based on ethnocracy, religious supremacy, terrorism, ethnic cleansing, and constant attacks against the Palestinian people, nothing will stop. Yes, there might be certain agreements that could be for several years, for example. However, Israel is still as it is, and we still haven't spoken about the core and basic rights of the Palestinian people. This is a ceasefire with the Gaza Strip. We have no solution for the West Bank. We have no solution for the regime of supremacy in historical Palestine. There is no answer for the Palestinian refugees who have been expelled from their homes, and there are no equal rights for Palestinians between the Jordan River to the sea. That only makes it a case that will constantly grow and grow more, especially because these things haven't been met. Therefore, even if we have a de-escalation, and even if there's a temporary deal with Iran or a temporary deal with Gaza, things might still go on. And that is, again, assuming that there will be a ceasefire. Benjamin Netanyahu is still in power. Benjamin Netanyahu has proven time after time that he breaches agreements. The American administration is a participant in the genocide, whether Donald Trump applied pressure or not on Benjamin Netanyahu. Donald Trump is, at the end of the day, a murderer. He has blood on his hands. He has been arming Israel. He is a liar. He has no credibility whatsoever. And he constantly breaches agreements as well. All of that shows you that any de-escalation will be very tense, and there would be more likelihood of any escalation at any point, unless there are concrete solutions. The concrete solutions are yet, at the moment, nowhere to be seen. So far, they're nowhere to be seen. Any all-out solution would include equal rights between the Jordan River to the sea and the historical rights for the Palestinian people. So long as that's not going to happen, expect anything to explode. In the meantime, the Iranians will be.
Today we will discuss the situation in the world on the 19th of June of 2025. Today we have a lot of very interesting updates, so let's start. And during this video we're going to discuss the situation in the Middle East, another round of escalation, but this video, when talking about the situation in the Middle East, we're going to pay attention to China, because we see that China enters the game. China decided not to be in the shadow. China decided to join this game, and obviously, and according to information we had during the previous 24 hours, we see that China is going to take full responsibilities for the defense of Iran, for intelligence information, for production, for everything. So China will give the Iranians everything they need with the purpose to fight with the United States of America and of course with Israel. We will discuss.
Bon, ça c'est une donnée que nous n'avions pas. Selon Military Summary, la Chine, même si elle ne parle pas beaucoup, aurait décidé de porter main forte à l'Iran.
Discuss this in details because this is very interesting situation. And of course, during this video we're going to talk about the special military operation where the Russians continue their offensive along the entire line of combat contact, and we're going to discuss the most important updates that are coming from the Konstantinovka direction, where the Russians during the previous 24 hours managed to improve their position significantly and basically to cut and cauldron the forces of the armed forces of Ukraine. So let's start in details and let's talk about the Middle East. As we discussed during the previous video, the United States of America finished their process of evacuation of their assets from the Persian Gulf. We're talking about the states of Qatar and Bahrain. The United States of America evacuated their aircrafts from this area, from the biggest airfield in the state of Qatar, and the United States of America evacuated their navy. They left the Persian Gulf towards more reliable positions. As we just
Ok, bon, première information importante, ça aussi ça a été révélé, j'ai vu que Xavier Titelman il a publié une vidéo où on montre ça, on montre que les manœuvres américains donneraient plus ou moins ou suggéraient l'idée plus ou moins que ils se préparent plus ou moins à porter main forte à Israël face à l'Iran. Parce que normalement, toutes ces bases-là, c'était ce qui rendait les Américains fragiles parce qu'ils n'auraient pas pu concentrer leurs moyens de défense sur toutes leurs bases. Et donc, ils vident certaines bases et concentrent les bases là où ils pourront mieux les défendre.
discussed, the United States of America did this because if anything starts with Iran, obviously these two bases would be attacked by the Iranians immediately, and obviously everything would be destroyed within several hours after something happens between Iran and the United States of America. But the thing is that currently the Persian Gulf is not empty, because today we got probably the most important update, that satellite photo confirmed two electronic surveillance ships, 855 and 815, are both in Persian Gulf, and these two ships belong to China. So, and these ships can track planes, missiles, guide missiles, as well as conducting electronic magnetic interference and intelligence analysis. So basically the Chinese moved here. There are two ships in this area, in the area of Persian Gulf, and they will use this territory for reconnaissance operation with the purpose to track every single missile, every single plane, every single aircraft, every single bomber, including B-2 bomber that the United States of America most likely or probably will use during upcoming conflict between Iran and the United States of America and Israel. So
Chose importante, je comprends pourquoi la vidéo est longue. Chose importante. Donc, les Chinois ont envoyé des bateaux de reconnaissance dans la zone du Golfe de l'Iran. Et ces bateaux-là font de la surveillance comme un peu les avions russes là, qui sillonnaient le ciel et prenaient des renseignements. Ces avions sont capables même de détecter les fameux bombardiers B-2 américains définis comme étant furtifs, comme on le verra peut-être une autre fois ou peut-être tout à l'heure sur LCI, puisqu'il s'est vanté du fait que voilà, les bombardiers américains étaient furtifs et qu'ils pouvaient passer là, bombarder sans que personne ne voit et repartir. Si les Chinois peuvent les voir, c'est plus tout à fait la même chanson.
So this is the situation. So when talking about this map, obviously the Chinese will cover this territory. So everything that will fly through this area will be covered and secured by China. We are talking about this territory, but obviously when talking about capability of these ships, most likely everything that is flying inside of this area would be tracked by Chinese, and obviously this information would be provided to the Iranians.
Bon, après, je ne sais pas sur quoi ils se basent pour définir la zone de surveillance de ces bateaux, et nous voyons bien que la zone de surveillance de ce bateau ne couvre pas non plus tout, puisque nous voyons que voilà, ça va peut-être empêcher les choses de venir, je ne sais pas c'est quoi le pays ici, de venir à partir de l'Arabie Saoudite, mais si les choses viennent en survolant la Syrie et c'est qui les voisins, la Jordanie ou quelque chose comme ça, et ben et surtout vise le haut de l'Irak, c'est pas forcément couvert par les Chinois. Peut-être que les Chinois ont fourni aussi du matériel au sol, on ne sait pas.
For their purposes like air defense purposes, or probably for let's say air defense alarms or something like this. And obviously the Chinese are going to act in this area under neutral flags. So when talking about the situation, here we are going to see the same story as we can see currently in the area of the Black Sea. Because in the Black Sea, we can see always every single day the Western aircrafts, drones that are flying above this area that carry out reconnaissance operation, let's say in the area of Crimea, in the vicinity of the city of Novorossiysk, where the main Russian fleet is concentrated. And of course, the Western countries provide and share this information with Ukrainians. And later, Ukrainians use the situation for the purposes like to attack Crimea or to attack Russian fleet or Russian Navy bases. So the Chinese are going to do the same thing. They will cover these territories, use these ships with the purpose to carry out reconnaissance operation. And if another missile is being launched by the US ship, they will provide this information to Iranians, and Iranians will try to bring down this missile also by air defense that most likely would be provided by Russia or by China. So this is the situation when talking exactly about this area. Furthermore, during the previous 24 hours, we got another report that at least 4 already aircrafts, cargo planes arrived to the territory of Iran. And obviously they brought lots of weapons, arms, missiles, probably air defense systems, and many other different tools, equipment, weapons, missiles, rockets to Iran with the purpose to establish or to restore their air defense. And most likely the Chinese are going to continue because they can do this. They can everything. They have production of this. They have lots of capabilities to produce anything the Iranians need in their defense. So that is why we're going to see more and more these planes arriving on the territory of Iran, which sooner or later will lead to the situation that Iranians most likely would be able to stabilize the situation.
Ok, donc si les données que dispose Military Summary et son interprétation est vraie, on va dire que la Chine a décidé de montrer au reste du monde, ou peut-être aux Américains, que désormais c'est pas eux qui ont le dernier mot, ou c'est pas eux les plus forts, ou la situation n'est plus ce que nous connaissions avant. Puisque dans les médias occidentaux, on n'entend pas parler de tout ce côté-là de l'aide qu'ils reçoivent. C'est très difficile à percer. Même sur Twitter, vous voyez que c'est pas facile. Tout à l'heure, j'ai fait une veille de 30 minutes sur Twitter. Je n'ai pas trouvé d'informations sur ce que la Chine a porté concrètement comme aide à l'Iran. Et même les paroles de Poutine ont été prises et sont utilisées désormais pour montrer comme quoi Moscou serait plus enclin à s'aligner sur la position des États-Unis par rapport à sa guerre en Ukraine. Bon, on comprend bien, mais on sait bien que Moscou n'a pas non plus besoin des États-Unis pour battre l'Ukraine, donc c'est pas tout à fait ça. Mais comme d'habitude, les Occidentaux profiteront de n'importe quel signe pour les interpréter à leur avantage. Et toute cette aide que soi-disant, comme il dit là, que la Chine et la Russie donnent à l'Iran, même s'il faut prendre entre les guillemets, parce que Poutine a dit que l'Iran ne demandait pas à ce qu'on l'assiste dans le domaine de la défense aérienne, c'est peut-être un jeu de poker, peut-être que la Russie le fait déjà et que Poutine n'a pas envie de le déclarer publiquement. En tout cas, si les informations qu'il divulgue ici, aussi les informations qu'il a, sont vraies, eh ben, peut-être nous comprenons pourquoi l'Israël veut absolument maintenant que les États-Unis viennent à sa rescousse, et aussi peut-être pourquoi il y a un certain empressement, parce que si effectivement l'Iran réussit à rétablir le contrôle de son espace aérien avec les armes de protection aérienne que va lui donner la Chine, et surtout nous savons que ici, si en ce moment même de l'état du monde, il y a une personne qui est capable de produire en masse des armes, c'est bien les Chinois. eux, ils sont en guerre avec personne. Ça fait 3 ans qu'ils sont en guerre avec personne. S'il y a quelqu'un qui a le stock, qui a tout, c'est bien eux. Et s'il y a quelqu'un qui peut influencer aussi la production d'armement des autres, c'est aussi eux. Parce que jusqu'à maintenant, ils sont le numéro 1 en production de terres rares. Donc, très intéressant. Je ne m'attendais pas à toutes ces informations en venant ici ce matin. En tout cas, en mettant Military Summary ce matin.
It is very difficult to say how long it will take time, but obviously months or two and the situation can be stabilized.